Hey everybody, happy Friday. It is I, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend, Joe Seeby. Happy Friday, you guys. And Friday is always our melody writing day. We're writing a melody to the lyrics that we wrote last night in the Picture This creative writing class. And I'll read you the words that I wrote in that class so that you guys can get a sense of what the lyrics are. So, based on that picture of the girl crying in the mirror, this is what I wrote. I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, could have walked from the start. I never should have broke the circle or the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. So based on that photograph, that's the lyrics I wrote. So now, tonight's mission is to write a melody for that, So, I was listening to a lot of rock this week, so I got in a kind of a rock mood. So the beat is very straightforward rock. This is what I ended up coming up with, but I'm going to show you how I came up with the music and the melody that I ended up, coming up with for it. Okay, so I was doing, it's funny because sometimes I write the melody first and then other times I just try to write some music and then put a melody to it. This is one of those times where I did that. So I don't always do that. In fact, I write the melody first a lot of times. This time I did it the opposite way. So what I did was I got my guitar and I wanted something that moved. I wanted something that really moved around. So I went, the first thing I did was I went, yeah. So that was kind of the riff, right? So then once I, came up with that, it took me a few tries, but I heard that in my head, like, so what I did was, I found a beat that I liked, and, this is the beat that I like, so I went, Well, I won't put the guitar down, but I want you to hear that. So I went, that's what I heard, right? Okay, so I'll get into that more. So then I looked at my lyrics and, I thought that was kind of cool. I liked that. I didn't want to get too notey. It should be bluesy, but but sing-songy. It should be like in the pocket, so it swings. And that's kind of what I did. So I'm going to sing it an octave down right now, just because my voice is a little funny. I'll sing it low. On the little demo, I sing it higher up, but right now I'm just singing it like this. So I went like this. Hanging on the edge and I'm falling apart. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. So I'll just play it like static chords, right? So I'm hanging on the edge. Wait, I'm hanging on the edge. Wait, yeah, hanging on the edge. Yeah, I'm hanging on the edge and I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, shadow walk from the start. I never. So, that's kind of the cadence I was hearing, right? I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, couldn't walk from the... I should have walked from the start. I never should have broke the circle on the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. So that's the whole riff, right? And I wanted it kind of rappy like that. Not super, super like notey and melodic, you know, like super notey where there's a lot of, you know, slight little incremental notes. This is more like a bluesy kind of like a riff song, you know? So, and because there's a lot of movement in the actual music, you know, it's very, you know, it's moving, it's active, and it's like energized. You know, that's kind of the way I was hearing it. It was very energetic. So if I had to break down the melody, which I didn't even do all the way yet, but you'll see. So hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, should have walked from the start. I never should have broke the circle on the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. So that's the whole thing, right? So, now of course I'm singing it an octave higher when I do it for real. But when I was working on it, you know, if I try to stay at that pitch the whole time, I'm going to wear my voice out. And that's kind of what I did a little bit in the very beginning because I was working on the, you know, the melody. So, yeah, that's the first thing. So it's, I'm going to sing it now just like kind of like low, like the lower octave, right? I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, could have walked from the start. I never should have broke the circle or the promise I made. But when I looked into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. Yeah, I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, could have walked from the start. I never should have broke the circle on the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. And it does slow down like that, right? So, you know, I thought, you know, but it took me a while to come up with, the melody. But the melody's kind of a swing, you know. So, you know, we're going like, yeah, I'll sing it once, like full, like octave, so you can kind of hear where it is, right? So it's, I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. Try to keep it all together, couldn't walk from the start. I never should have broke the circle of the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. I'm hanging on the edge. So, yeah, that's kind of the, you know, that was where I was going with it. So, you know, and when I, this, turned into a full-blown song, of course, I would add harmonies, I would add layers, you know. This is just the bare bones melody. Like, when you're writing a song, I mean, you hear production ideas in your mind, but what you're trying to do, basically, in this stage, is to flush out your melody so that you have something tangible that you can show to someone else and maybe have someone co-produce it with you or produce it for you, you know. But yeah, that's the melody that, you know, this is the, you know, and like I said, it wasn't, super, you know, complicated. And it doesn't have to be complicated, you know. A good melody should kind of just be, you know, sing-songy on the tip of your tongue. So, So that's the whole thing right there. So, you know, if you can play that on an instrument and it sounds nice and you don't need music under it, then you've sort of, that's what a melody should be. You don't need the music under it to be effective, right? It should stand up on its own. And of course, if I had to, so it's like it's a pentatonic minor. A lot of rock is, So it's like a bluesy, minor blues scale, So if you had to break it down to figure out where a melody's origin comes from, like, what is a melody? A melody's the tune, right? So, based on that chord progression that I came up with, it's not even a chord progression. Well, I mean, there's a chord progression in there, but it's a lot of riffs. So you're singing over a riff, But if I had to break it down, it'd be, da 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 da. See, I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. Trying to keep it all together, couldn't walk on the start. I never should have broke the circle on the promise I made. When I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. So now I'll do the whole little, demo for you. So that's pretty much it, the whole thing. So hold on, here's the demo. I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. I try to keep it all together, couldn't walk on the start. I never should have broke the circle on the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. I'm hanging on the edge, yeah, I'm falling apart. Try to keep it all together, couldn't walk on the start. I never should have broke the circle on the promise I made. But when I look into the mirror, I'm the one that's to blame. And there it is, guys. That's the whole melody. Well, guys, that is all the time we have for tonight. This is your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend Joe CB signing off. Have a great weekend. I love you. I miss you. Be safe. And I will see you guys on Monday. Peace.